Hello everybody, it's me, Con, back again with another video. It's been a couple of weeks since the last time I've uploaded, and that has a couple of reasons which I'll address really quickly right now before we begin. So, first of all, Cookie Run hasn't had many events to make content about, so I've mainly been looking into making some more general guides, just to help out newer players, for example, just understanding the game and getting into it. So, while I've been figuring out how to make those videos, this one being kind of like those, so tell me what you think. I've just been, looking at perhaps playing Tower of Adventures, but just haven't started that yet. Perhaps I'll make something about that soon. Other than that, it's just been, a summer vacation, trying to enjoy that, time for myself, with friends, whatever. And I've just generally been busy with my room, finally finishing it up. I've just got a new desk, a new chair, so I finally don't sit like a bloody gremlin. So my background's a little bit busy, that's why there's no camera as well, just for the reference. But let's get into it, that's just a quick reason why. Now, let's focus on the 14th of August update. First of all, this update's going to be about Moonlight Cookie, in the new special episode called Song of the Night Sea. Now, it's been a while since we had a new special episode, so I'll quickly go over how that works, as, it's been a while since the last one, which was with Icicle Yeti, the special cookie before Cream Ferret of this update. So, how these work is that, you have to unlock them with, some gems, or just unlock them by playing through this general story, the Crispia story. This one's with gems, but you'll get around a 50% discount, as it's of course the current patch. When you're in there, you won't have your stamina jellies, but instead you'll have quills. These quills will, regen over time just like your stamina jellies, and can be regained, of course, by just waiting, or, for example, watching ads. So, when you're in the story, we finally have also a story mode now. It'll be the same as Beast Yeast, which is a nice quality of life feature for newer players. When you've been playing through these, you'll get catnip coins, and when you reach Catnip Cookie, you'll be able to access the store. And in this store, you'll be able to, get soul stones, get resources for the Moonlight Crystal Gem we'll be talking about shortly, and also Moonkiss toppings. So instead of only having them in the Crispia story, you'll also have them in the store. So you have some more alongside the ones you'll get just playing the story. So that's huge. Other than that, there'll just be some resources that are really nice to have for, leveling up your Crystal Gem, for example. So, moving along, we'll talk about the big thing in this update, which is going to be Moonlight's Crystal Gem. Moonlight's been, in the game for more than a year at this point. So, with the other Order Legendaries getting their Crystal Gems a while ago, it was about time we'd get it. So, with this Crystal Gem, let's talk about the skill. The Crystal Gem skill will be called Twinkling Starry Sky. And what this skill will do, I'll quickly read from the patch notes themselves, as to not make any mistakes. Moonlight Cookie's power grows stronger, enhancing and changing her skill. Brilliant starlight rains down from the deep blue night sky, dealing damage to enemies. Moonlight Cookie will also inflict a debuff, increasing incoming damage, putting the enemies to sleep, and dealing additional damage proportional to each cookie's max health. After this, a gleaming moonlight will shine upon the enemies, dealing damage. Cookies affected by the moonlight will receive even greater damage. Moonlight Cookie is immune to sleep and drowsy effects, and sleep will restore her HP instead. Also, beckoning dreams and dreams of doom have no effect on Moonlight Cookie. So, anything with dreams related to her won't work on her, and instead of being slept by, for example, another Moonlight Cookie, she'll just be healing. So, it's an interesting dynamic when you mirror teams in, for example, Arena, where Moonlights kind of cancel each other out, and we'll get to see this more in her rally effect. Her rally effect, called Moonlight's Protection, when entering battle, the team gains a debuff resist buff. When Moonlight Cookie uses her skill, team's debuff resist gets additionally increased for some time. So she counters herself? It's kind of interesting. you know, because she's all about debuff, so perhaps Dark Cacao would work very well. But I'm kind of just interested in the dynamic here. Of course, alongside, you know, getting a crystal gem, she'll also get some extra buffs depending on how much ascension you have on her. So for the free-to-plays, this won't matter much, but I'll mention it anyway. For the first ascension, you'll get some extra HP. For the second one, you'll get damage resist. The third, attack. The fourth, crit damage. And the fifth, some damage resist bypass. So just from quickly looking at it, they're nice buffs, but I think the second and fifth ascension, giving damage resist and damage resist bypass, are the most important here. Of course, to be able to level up your crystal gem, or make it in the first place, we'll need to have a way to get them. So we'll have a new trial ground. Not much to say about it, it's just the same as any other. There's about 7 levels, I believe. Just get as high as you can. I hope to make a guide on this, so you guys can have an easy way to get up there and be able to farm it every week. So moving on to the next thing, it's going to be the special gacha. You know, it's the gacha like the Dark Cacao one. With events, you'll get access to these Moonlight crystals, where once you get 100, you can do a pool, or, you know, 1,000, you can do a temple. In this banner, you'll be able to have an increased chance for Moonlight Cookie or Sea Fairy Cookie to be pooled, alongside their resonance crystals, I believe they're called, which you use to level up their crystal gems. If you reach Pity at 250, you'll get a chest, which you can use to get a Sea Fairy Cookie, a Moonlight Cookie, or their 2 crystals for their crystal gems. If you have all of these, you'll get some legendary essence, and otherwise, if you have that all maxed out, you'll get mileage. Though if you have that maxed, you're crazy, in my opinion. Moving on, we'll have a more exciting thing, which is going to be a new epic cookie. Just saying, I absolutely love the look of this cookie. They're called Star Coral Cookie, I can talk. They will be a support cookie that will be placed in the rear with their skill Twinkling Coral. What this skill does is that they summon a Twinkling Coral to heal our allies. They provide an HP shield and increase their crit percentage, attack speed, and amplify buff. The cookie's lantern will shine towards the enemies and do periodic damage. Star Coral Cookie's lunar lantern makes her immune to sleep and drowsy, and will periodically restore the allies' HP instead. So, again, kind of works the same as Moonlight. She won't fall asleep, she won't be drowsy, but instead will heal all the allies instead of just herself. So, it's a more of a team player version of Moonlight, right? Because it's a support. Kind of an interesting dynamic here. One thing to note as well is that she will be able to use the Moon-Kissed toppings, you know, the resonant toppings she'll be able to get in the episode, so be sure to use those on her, for example, as well as Moonlight, and for example, like Stardust. So, moving on, we'll have another big thing returning, which is going to be Super Mayhem, one of the better events this game has, called the Dream Station season. So, if you haven't, you don't know or don't remember how Super Mayhem works, I'll quickly explain it to you. Basically, you put together 3 teams, and you'll fight enemies, enemy players with their own 3 teams. Now, if you just win 2 of those fights, which you can arrange which team fights which team, you'll win the battle and get your trophies. So, to help out with, newer players, or players that just don't have many cookies at high levels, and instead focused on like 1 or 2, the minimum level set for cookies and their skills is level 60 to help out with that. One thing that I do want to note very specifically here is that topping bonuses that you get at +6, +9, and +12 will just not exist. This is just to help to remove that slight bit of randomness, allows you to, if you just quickly put them in temporary level 80s, for example, you could just plop up a couple of +12s on the cookies, and they'll just have the max amount of use that they can get. I think that's pretty big. Doesn't say anything about Biscuits, so that will be your main focus, but those are more versatile in general. Nice quality of life feature that we'll have is that it'll be more like Arena, as we'll have a fast forward feature up to Master 3. Of course, we'll also get the replay feature alongside that, and that basically just means we'll have a very much an easier way to reach Master for, the cool statue. So it should be a whole lot easier. Now we'll just be talking about the extra effects that will happen during the battle and just are generally within Super Mayhem. So in Super Mayhem, all cookies will have decreased damage applied to them, so they'll just be a little tankier, which I found a little interesting. There's not much else to note about that, but there's also 4 other effects that can be applied. The first one is Moon's Embrace. This effect is applied to all cookies affected by the Moon aspect effects, so Moon Shadow, Moon Balance, and Moon Blessing, so the other 3. It decreases the effect of sleep and increases the cookie's max HP. Moon's Embrace will also allow the affected cookie to bypass some of the target's damage resist when using their skill. So if you have any of the next 3 we'll be talking about that will be applied randomly, you'll also get Moon's Embrace. So, one of the 3 will be Moon Shadow. Cookies affected by this effect will deal an extra true damage proportional to their attack. Very simple. Moon's Balance. Cookies affected by this effect will have their debuff resist and amplified buff increased. The duration of sleep inflicted upon the enemies will also be increased, so that's good for Moonlight, for example. And the last one, Moon's Blessing. Cookies affected by this effect will have their attack, max HP, weight, and size increased. Interesting. Seems a little bit more silly, in my opinion. So, we always have these with every Super Mayhem. I don't think there'll be too much of an issue here. So yeah, maybe we'll make some guides on Super Mayhem, but I'm not very good at PvP-focused game modes. But I could give you some general insight on, how to go about it, at least. So next up, we are going to talk about something pretty big. Last patch, we also already kind of talked about it, which is Beast Squid improvements. Beast Squid improvements, Beast Squid suck. They're not nice. They take a lot of gems. I have lost easily 100,000 gems just fucking adding and adding, trying to get the effects to the right thing. To finally get your 1-second start Mystic Flower, it is horrible. So, to improve it, they made the Radiant Biscuit dose for specifically, changing one of the substats to instead cost half of what it used to be. Sad for me because I used all of them already. Doesn't matter. So to change it up and make it a little bit better for now, it will still change more. We'll keep the half Radiant Dough cost, but instead you have a choice on whether or not you want to keep the next substat you would have gotten, or effect, or you can confirm it and get the new one. This basically makes it so that you can just re-roll it, and if you have that nice damage resist, but it's just a low roll and you kind of want to try to get a higher one, you won't immediately lose that damage resist and get something like, debuff resistance that nobody uses. So that's nice. Just general quality of life improvement here. Alongside that, we'll have something pretty big. When breaking down Beast Squids that of these 3 rarities, if they've been, if you've been trying to unlock their slots and you didn't make it and you destroy them, you will get attunement kits. And these attunement kits kind of make it so that you can easily guarantee yourself 100% chance that you unlock that slot for a bonus effect. That is, really big for the attunements. I mean, I think this is a really good upgrade. I'm a little sad that, I've broken down so many already, but, I should have waited, I guess. Really nice, kind of saves you some gems at least, and I hope, they'll do more to it, because I still think it's really expensive when you're a new player and you have to keep up with all the new cookies. There's like over 115. I think it's too much to ask for so many gems. So I'm happy to know that at least this is something of a good improvement. So those were like the big boy changes. There are some other things that are getting added this update, so we'll just quickly go through them, one of them being pretty big. So we'll talk about that real quick. First of all, we'll have the Summertime Scroll Shop. Scroll Shop just comes back every once in a while. Every day you get a free pool, and you can exchange, materials to get more acorns, to do more pools. There are some silly kind of things you can get from it, just general resources. It's nice to do every day. I'm not sure if it's really worth it, but you decide on that. You can get some silly things. It's fine. Moving on, we have the Legendary Costume Gacha returning for Moonlight and Seafaring to get their costumes. Pretty cool. I still think they're a scam, just saying, because there's no pity. Other than that, we have a new Mystic Gold costume, which is for Moonlight. Just nice, I guess. I don't really like them that much. That's myself. Do what you want with it. It's gold. Now the big one that I think is somewhat big is that Seafaring Cookie got a little upgrade to her Crystal Gem. She got a buff because Seafaring Crystal Gem was really underwhelming. So Seafaring's Crystal Gem skill has been made stronger through several changes and additions. So I'll just quickly go over the skill description as it is now. Seafaring Cookie's overwhelming feeling towards the moon empower her abilities to control the sea. Whenever she uses Soaring Compassion, she will gain a stack of Tidal Wave, so her skill, and enhance her next skill activation. The enhanced skill will summon an enormous wave that deals damage, pushes the enemies back and stuns them, dealing additional damage to summoned creatures. Seafaring Cookie will also increase the crit damage of all allies who can deal water-type damage. The first Seafaring Cookie skill used in the battle will become enhanced. So what's new is increased water-type crit damage, just added alongside it. What's really nice about it, so basically what happened is instead of 2 stacks, so 2 skills and then 1 enhanced skill, it's now just 1 enhanced skill, 1 non-enhanced skill, 1 enhanced skill. It's just every other. It will just deal more damage to summoned creatures now, but what has been removed is that the first enhanced skill will not provide a stack of Tidal Wave. But that's fine, as it's just now consistent. They've just enhanced the skill damage by 15%, and the cooldown of her regular skill and enhanced skill cooldown has been -1 second. So that's really nice. She might have a bit more play now, and that's good to see, because it's been very useless. Now, just some small other changes that are just in the miscellaneous. Summer Vacay event that has been going on has just changed, as the Fateful Cookie tickets are gone. They will now be converted to Magic Cookie Cutters. The cooldown for watching ads has been removed. Cream Ferret Cookie has updated her skill targeting conditions related to safeguarded cookies. There's a new source for Dark Cow Cookie Soul Prisms, which is added to the Welcome Back daily gifts and to the Cookie Pulls times 10 rewards from Cookie Gacha packages. So whenever you spend money, on a couple you can get some Soul Prisms now. So I want to thank you for watching. This has been a new way of doing it for me. I'm not sure if it's the best way. It takes a bit more time to set up, and I'm also one-taking this, which is probably pretty obvious, as I need to get this out in a single day, and I've already spent like 3 hours putting together just this. I hope you like it though. I think this update's pretty fun. Seems pretty exciting to me. I think there's a little bit of a guide to make here. Maybe one for Super Mayhem, maybe one for the Moonlight getting their crystal resonance. So I think there's a good amount in this. Super Mayhem's fun, so I think that's good enough. It's a bit of a filler patch still, but a bit of a better filler patch. I personally hope the next one is going to be a Dragon Cookie. I'd hope. At least I don't think you'll have to be too concerned with logging in every day for this event if you don't care about getting that one extra copy of Moonlight or Seafaring. But if you don't have them, of course, yeah, you do want to log in every day, and I'm sure you'll be able to get it. The pity. I don't think they'll be too hard on that. So, I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening to me ramble for a while, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.